obviously I didn't expect to get these awards. So what was your first thought whenever I announced your names? Caleaf, you first.
I was in shock because you asked me to come up so that I could present Cody with an award. And so I was surprised when you didn't pass the mic right away and you were talking, and I'm like, who is he talking about? And then you turned to me and you told me that I received the award. So I, I was really flattered, and I thank you guys a lot. Thank you. Appreciate you, dudes.
Um, I mean, I was expecting, I knew what the schedule was because I was running the schedule and I was expecting for us to give Khalif an award. I figured, I mean, I assumed maybe you didn't tell him all the way or maybe you did, but yeah, it was completely unexpected. Um, if you go by play, which is probably not an actual angle, but um, I was like in the middle of telling Noe, like, okay, Khalif's gonna talk for maybe 2 minutes. We have about 4 minutes until then. We're gonna take a 5 minute break, and we have to go to the final. So I was running the schedule, and I heard Khalif say some things that sounded remarkably like he was talking about me, which was really caught me off guard. So yeah, uh, yeah. Directly to that question, that was interesting.
Well, I said it in the first interview. The thing I like the most about you guys' event is that you feel like you're a part of a family. And so I feel like it was kind of that acknowledgement you get from your other family members when you do something, or I don't know, it could be your birthday or a form of a celebration. So we're celebrating this time that we have once a year with one another, and you decided to acknowledge me at that time. So I felt like when family members do that, this is really nice, touching, almost cried.
Uh, uh, I would concur. I agree. It's great to be recognized by your friends for something important. I think that a lot of people take for granted how important getting acknowledgement, real, truthful, and quality acknowledgement from your friends can be, and how powerful that can be for who you are as a person, especially as an artist when you are struggling to get acknowledgement from people who maybe don't see you or you think should see you. Um, I mean, outside of that kind of family bond, man, it felt really good. Uh,
And it looks really good.
yeah,
I mean,
the award was dope
it
too.
wasn't just like a cup with your
Yeah, but
name
I
on
mean,
it. It
yo,
was
but
like it was
I would have
really,
felt,
it
it would have
looks really
felt,
good.
to be honest, like a cup would have been great because, man, I said it, and if you have it on tape in the
He
contest, you
drinks a lot
wind
of
back.
coffee.
Uh, I was raised in this culture. This culture made me the man and the person that I am. In all honesty, my mentors, my best friends, my wife, everybody, they come from this culture. So it's an incredibly important thing to be able to get that respect, like I said, from my friends and from others. But also too, like there's people in attendance. I mean, that I looked up to as a little kid, and to be able to have them see me in that plateau and how long I've been doing this, how much work I've put in, all the money I've spent, um, how much love I put into it. It felt really, really, really good. So, I mean, obviously we're very close. We're friends through the years, and dance and this event and everything, and that's important to me. But even to be able to put on that stage, it's like I'll never ask for that. Um, it just felt great.
The best way I can describe it is that as a little kid and coming up, at first I wanted to be a center fielder for the Yankees, right? I thought that was going to happen, and then that dream shattered. And then I thought I was going to be playing for some NFL team, playing wide receiver, and then that dream shattered. But something that was always constant in my life, music and dance. It's something that I did as a hobby, I did for fun, but I didn't realize what avenues it would open up for me. It was a roller coaster ride because when you deal in the commercial world, you need to have a specific look. You need to be in a certain way. You have to be measure up in so many different ways in order for you to excel. And so I guess the reason why I do it is because I created a path for myself. 6'5", all 6'5" of me. Everyone calls me a giant. They all think I should be playing basketball instead of dancing, but this happened to be my calling. I like to meet people. I like to find out, about their lives. That interests me. And then I can share my experiences with them, things that I've experienced in the past, and explain to them how much joy the music, the scene has brought into my life. Whenever there was a dark moment, I always had this. So if I can say one thing, it's something that's been very dear and very special to me, but it allows me to get deeper into myself, unlock doors within myself that I didn't know that were there, overcome certain obstacles that I didn't even know existed. I think there's limitless possibilities that have happened with my experience, my ride through house or through this culture. And yeah, those are some of the reasons why I dance.
So the reasons why I do the work that I do, if you want to call it work, sometimes it really is, and I continue to dance and I continue to cultivate the culture and collect and support the music and the arts, is because I think what it boils down to is, for me, it was the pathway to being a better human, to being somebody that's positive and moving forward in humanity. And a lot of the times when you take that as just a sentence, and if you were to just pull that out and put it in quotes, it sounds super cliche, like building a better humanity through dance. But when you come from the places that some of us come from, not saying I had a hard upbringing, but you see how little tiny decisions and little tiny, sometimes really cheesy ass influences can change people's lives and put them on a trajectory to something extremely positive, much better for their community, much better if they put in the work for their region, much better for their country, much better for this world. It's extremely powerful. And I didn't come from something in dire need and with major issue in the fight for my life. I came from a path that should have just fed into every other American boy growing up in California in the Bay Area, and I ended up doing that. But I also was majorly inspired by a whole lot of amazing artists, and I saw the impact that it had on me, and I was able to live, or I'm able to live a life that I feel like fulfills a better humanity and creates an energy and creates something better for us all. And I guess what it really comes down to is that I've been inspired by so much and so many things that are so small on the grand scale of what a lot of people see when they see art and dance. And I always looked at myself as being something small on that scale because I just enjoy the dance and the music. But I continue to put in the work because I remember those first few tiny sparks that lit the flame. And I realized that even if I don't have like this grand scale, like one of the guys that I've always, watched dancing through the years, and even when I was a kid, like this man sitting next to me, like I'm on camera with him, it's crazy. I'm those little sparks, you know what I mean? Like somebody might see this or see me doing something, and I might ignite I might be the next little spark for the next amazing dancer that revolutionizes this world, or the next person that figures out how to change Flint, Michigan's water to make it drinkable. I mean, you know what I mean? It's you never know what kind of impact in the cause and effect form of life. So, boils down to the simple, cheesy thing is that I continue to do the work because I'm fulfilling possibly another Coflo down the line. I continue to dance because it fulfills my spirit. It hasn't, that's personal, but the work is for everybody else, and I feel good about that.
I feel that the community is coming together. I think you guys having this event and bringing me out, and then we've known each other in the past, but we actually had the opportunity to speak and to really get to know each other. And this was kind of the meeting place, meeting in the middle, and then connecting from there. And, you guys are helping this happen. I think that Jackie also in the West Coast, you got Cody, you got his boy Vin and SD, you got Tomahawk Bang doing his thing. Well, I don't know if you know about their new company. It's called Tomco. That's Coflo and we hum together. But that's AZ. And I actually feel that the US in itself, Toyin and them in DC, Just Soul in Philly, you got my boy Steve Garcia and his movement up in Boston. There's a lot of things that are happening where the states are kind of coming together. I can't speak for Oregon. I can't speak for Seattle, but I know there's folks that are doing things too. So, yeah, I think it's promising. Can't forget about Shy, Detroit. What's up, y'all? I know your strings. So you say,
Yeah, I think it's tough because community in general, the relevancy to bringing community together is you have to have a grander goal when you set out to produce a social gathering. I think that from the time when I first started dancing to what dance is now, or at least my experience, there's quite a bit more of a communal movement between coasts. And I think that the internet plays a huge part in that, right? And social avenues to be able to connect people and have people stay connected a little bit more. But also sometimes I have to remember that there's a bit of bias in it for the fact that I've been dancing and I've been a part of the community for a really long time, and I've been relentless about it. I've never let it go, regardless of what people said about me, or regardless of, and that's not a bad thing, what they said, good or bad. So I've just never let it go personally. So I speak with a bias to say, yeah, the West Coast and the East Coast are coming together, but I can't speak for everybody. But I think that that there is this kind of when it comes to this culture, house music, house dance, kind of the American, I would call it the foundation of the club culture for this world. From the research that I've done, I think that there is an understanding and a more, as far as community-wise, there's a higher level of importance being placed on the fact that we have a really beautiful American culture that others have always found the beauty in, and it took us a little bit longer to appreciate it, I think, on a grander scale. We spent a lot of time, I wouldn't say divided, but just in conflict of the way we thought, which ends up being a division at the end of the day because we have our own level of value there. But I think that it's gotten quite a bit better. And there's still, like any dance community in a huge country like this, there's still quite a bit of division. But I think we're making great strides, and I think that part of that is that you have generations that are now much older, like my generation, and then you have generations that are old. They have never let it go. This man and his predecessors and so on. So it's definitely getting better, but by no means do I want to dismiss this and pretend like it's good, because we still have so much more that we could be doing if we do things like this. The blueprint. I mean, you don't need to do crazy things like this. Little things, sessions, get people out to the club. These are things that we can grow our communities. You don't need a lot of people. You get mad you only have 5 people. Love those 5 people. We can grow this a whole lot more quickly if we just value what we have and not compare it to maybe what they have in New York or what we have in California, in the Bay Area, or Los Angeles.
Or like there are other scenes, and when we speak about the U.S., we can't forget about North America, which includes Canada. So we'll give a shout out to all my people in Montreal, Halifax, Toronto, Cowtown, which is Calgary, Edmonton, Vancouver. Love y'all. Y'all helping keeping this house movement, club culture alive. There's an event that we have in New York. It's called the 36 Chambers of Styles. We are going from July 17th to the 23rd. We'll have 3 masters in each class. Monday will be Footwork and Foundation. Tuesday will be Floor. Wednesday will be Technique. Thursday will be Partner Dancing. And Friday will be Freestyle, leading you right up into Step Your Game Up, which will be that weekend, the 22nd and the 23rd. So if you're in New York in July, come see us. We'll be at EXPG. If you want to look for information, you can go www.dancefusion.nyccrew.com. Thank you.
I am a part of a dance crew called Circle of Fire. It's amongst an artistry collective called Soul Shifters and Sour Patch. And Circle of Fire is having their 20th anniversary this year in Seattle, up in Washington State in the Northwest. We have the tentative dates for the beginning of August. Like true club heads that are not putting together a jam, so to speak, we're going to have lots of cool events, parties, galleries, entertaining things transpiring. If you go to Circle of Fire on Facebook, you'll find more information leading up to that. Also this year, every year, and I'm not going to give you a specific date, because if you just go to housedancefestival.com, you can find out where to find information with the Bay Area's House Dance Festival, which is a mixture of just lots of good things that I feel and my community feels revolve around house music culture. Dance, music, people, ideas, clubs, competitions, and so on. And last shout out, this feels super weird, but if you look me up, COFLO, you'll see that there's dance and there's music. I'm a house head. I wish there was a category on Google for just that. But I belong to a collective called Catch the Ghost Records. If you go to catchtheghostrecords.com, you can hear music by me. Actually, everybody in the collective is a dancer. I was gonna like try to segregate it, but you have people like Big Leaf, which is what a lot of people forget. That's his real name, Big Leaf. You have music by Tomahawk Bang, myself, Lady C, Gyre Funk, Leo Malaya, people from Soul Shifter, Circle of Fire, Dance Fusion Family, Sour Patch. There's just a lot of really, and there's more people, a lot of really amazing music. Primarily house music, although we do have some hip-hop, R&B, and other cool stuff. Check us out, follow us around, get them goals. And so shout out.
Just want to say one more thing. Circle of Fire's 20th anniversary. Dance Fusion's 20th anniversary. Elite Force's 25th anniversary. Wrecking Shop.
Hey.
25 years.
Damn.
It's all happening this year. It's a special time, 2017. Big shout out to the Blueprint.
Hey.
Peace. Thank you for my award.
Ashe.